believe his deceit, he would come in many ways. I have no doubt that some of us who are sitting here are actually amazed at me making an issue about a chat with a woman. Some of you are sitting and saying, but you're making an issue out of no issue. I trust myself. There's nothing that will happen there. I can tell you also that I trust what I'm saying. I trust what I'm saying. Be careful how close you play to the person of the next sex, of the other sex. You will see yourself in bed with that person without you knowing. Without you knowing. You'll see yourself in bed. When the chemistry starts to heat up, the mind doesn't work. The mind doesn't work. When the chemistry starts to heat up, the mind, I wanna kusasa. I'll deal with this in the morning. But for now, let me just deal with this. And you destroy your whole family for probably 1, 2, or 3 rounds. And you destroy your whole family. Because that's all what it will take. If the devil cannot get us physically to leave our families or completely abandon our role as the spiritual leaders of our homes, he will at least try to convince us that we must do it under our own power. One thing he knows, when we operate as a lone wolf, we are easier to pick off. When we operate, have you seen a man who is starting to take wayward ways? He doesn't want people next to him. He just wants those who agrees with him. Yes, he just wants those who are starting to say to him, hey, you are getting lost, become enemies.
Yeah.
They become enemies. I mean, Dr. Mgokri normally says his father used to say a very wise saying, which is true. His father used to say, but who knows when he's lost? For me, that's profound. When you are lost, sometimes you don't know that you are lost. You think that you are on the right track. Hence, we must never give up on those of us whom we think are taking a wrong direction. We mustn't give up on them. Because sometimes, in many cases, they don't know that they are lost. They actually think that you are the one who is boring. Today, don't be tricked in swallowing any of his lies, the devil's lies. Commit to being the spiritual leader of your home. And importantly, do this by relying on God's power, not your own. The Lord wants you to succeed for your sake, and not for the sake of your children, but for your sake. God wants you to succeed. As we come to the end, what is the role of fathers as spiritual leaders of their home? What is the role of fathers? The greatest commandment in Scripture is in Deuteronomy 6:5. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. If you go back to verse 2, it reads, so that you, your children, and their children after them may fear the Lord your God as long as you live, by keeping all his decrees and commands that I give you, and so that you may enjoy long life. Following Deuteronomy 6:5, we read, these commandments that I give you today are to be upon your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. I don't have to say anything more. The question I can ask, are you teaching your kids anything about God? Are you taking time to teach your kids about God? Because that's the key role of a father. But you can't teach your kids about God if you don't know God yourself. You can't teach about God if you don't read the Bible yourself. So are you fulfilling your role as a father? The next role is in Ephesians 6:4, which is a summary of instructions to the father, stated in the negative and positive. It says, fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. That sounds like, but how am I going to live a life engazumcapukisa umntana? Ngoba abantwana bayacaphuka bethunywa nje ukuthunywa ekitchen. Acaphuka umntana. When you are disciplining or rebuking umntana, uyacaphuka umntana. What does this scripture actually say? Because it can't be saying we must not. We must not discipline and rebuke our children. But what the scripture says is that you as a father don't foster negativity on your child. Be careful to foster negativity on your child. Don't make your child negative. It's either umntana xa umthuma uyacaphuka, xa umrebuke uyacaphuka. You have to do something else. And the problem is, we don't deal with this issue. Siyamyeka sicaphukela akuphinda siyekele. When in fact, our responsibility as fathers, when you're rebuking your child and your child is becoming angry, you need to deal with the fact that when you're rebuking, he or she is angry. And you need to ask the question, why do I have the sense that you are becoming angry when I'm rebuking you? What is the problem? Let's talk about the problem. Let's talk about why. Why are you angry when I'm rebuking you? Because it's my responsibility to do it. It's not any other father's responsibility, it is mine. Now, what that does, it makes sure that the child understands that you are actually doing your job as a father. But majority of us don't do that. If your child is really angry about this, you just say to yourself, he's going to come right on his own. And that's what it means to actually foster negativity on your child. It's not to deal with the negativity that might build up. And this provocation will produce adverse reactions if we don't deal with it. Deadening children's affection, reducing their desire for things, and just their desire for you to become their father. Bantwana will stop having respect for you. I mean, how do you discipline? When you discipline your child, and because when saying went wrong, because she's done something wrong, and you beat her up, the best thing to do after beating her up is to take her and put her on your lap and talk to her. That's what fatherly discipline means. Because you are not fighting with her. There are fathers who fight with their children. It can never be. You are fostering negativity. And Lamdana will live with this negativity forever. We live with this negativity forever. So it's us who are fostering these negativity. I'm not suggesting that our children are holy, but we need to help them as they grow up. We need to help them. The positive part of Ephesians is expressed in a comprehensive direction. It says, educate them, bring them up, develop their conduct in all of life by the instruction and admonition of the Lord. This is the whole process of educating and disciplining. The Christian father is really an instrument in God's hands. A Christian father is an instrument in God's hands. And when I was reading and thinking about this, I was thinking, but there is the opposite of it. Because there are Christian fathers who are instruments in the devil's hands. Yes. There are some Christian fathers who really, I mean, one time I visited umkhulu wethu ebethunyana kepenti. And I said, Buti, how on earth ubethu umntana onhlobo? Umkhulisa umntana umtyabule ngemvubu, umtyabule umzimba lo ngemvubu. I mean, this is not disciplining. You just can't do this. You can't beat up your child like this. So these are things, that's when you start to realize that you are an instrument in the devil's hands. It's when you start to do that. I have my elder sister-in-law on 2 occasions pouring boiling water on her kids. Boiling water, asleep. Because this child comes home and she's bandaged all over. And I'm saying to her, what happened? She said, no, my mother poured boiling water on me. I said, no. Are you serious? She said, yeah. I said, no, come, get into the car. And we went back. And I went, Sissy, what happened? I said to her, be careful of being a tool in the devil's hands. This is devilish. This is the devil working. So think what you're going to do to your child as a father. Yes, they provoke you. But that's why you are the father. You are there to make sure you help them through. You help them understand some of these things. The whole process of instruction and discipline must be that which God commands and which He administers, so that His authority should be brought into constant and immediate contact with the mind, heart, and conscience of children. The human father should never present himself as the ultimate authority to determine truth and duty. It is only by making God the teacher and ruler on whose authority everything is done that the goals of education can be best attained. All of us here will know that at our homes we're beaten up for speaking the truth. You remember that? You would be beaten up for speaking the truth. You'd be asked, why did you do this? And when you tell the truth, then you get beaten up for speaking the truth. Hence it made us to start to think, should I tell the truth or should I tell a story that actually will be appealing? And because of that experience for me, I said to my kids, whenever you have done something, if you tell me the truth, I'm telling you now, I will never beat you up. Never. Just tell me what the truth is, and you are safe. And they did. And up to today, I've never beaten them up. Up to today, because I realized, hey, we have been beaten for speaking the truth. That's why it's easy to lie. That's why, because we were actually being made to lie. Because we're running away from being beaten up, and you think, you know what? Let me try and fashion out a story that will be appealing here. And finally, Martin Luther King says something about disciplining children. He says, You must always keep an apple beside the rod to give the child when he does well. There must be an apple next to the rod, so that when the child does well, you dish out the apple. The child must not just see the rod. Because if the child just sees the rod, then you become a terrorist father. You become terror. You become a terrorist father. Discipline must be exercised with watchful care and constant training with much prayer. When you discipline and counsel by the word of God, giving both reproof and encouragement, this is at the core of admonition. And as we finish, I think let's take a vow as fathers. Let's take a vow as fathers. Maybe let's stand and do this vow. We'll have to do it a little bit slower. You have no one to look at. When you take a vow in marriage, you're looking at someone. Probably look at your wife even if she's not here. You are going to call your name. I and then your name. I, Mbulelo, and then you are going to say I, whoever. Let's go. I do solemnly resolve before God to take full responsibility for myself, my wife, and my children. I will love them, protect them, serve them, and teach them the word of God. As the spiritual leader of my home. Be faithful to my wife. To love and honor her. And be willing to lay down. My life for her. As Jesus Christ did for me. I will bless my children. Teach them to love God. With all their hearts. All their mind. All their strength. I will train them. To honor authority. And live responsibly. Work diligently. To provide for the needs of my family. I will learn from my mistakes. Repent of my sins. And walk with integrity. As a man answerable to God. I will seek to honor God. Be faithful to His church. Obey His word. And do His will. Will courageously work with the strength God provides. To fulfill this vow. For the rest of my life. And for His glory.